Peace and blessing to the chosen. Peace and blessing to the chosen. Shalom. Shalom. You come in, smash the like button. Drop a 7 in the comment for me if everything coming through clear on the audio. Drop a 7 in the comments if everything coming through clearly on the audio, family. I'll pray to the Most High. Got 2 witnesses, man. I pray everything going smooth with y'all's families. Whatever trials we battling, whatever troubles we facing, whatever issues we dealing with, I pray the Most High give us guidance on how to handle them. Let me see. Show my screen. Get some music in.
Blaze on the beat.
Sending prayers up to the Most High, need assistance. Used to tension, I hate attention. I'm a man made in his image. Play the background like extra. Gotta feed the flock like Ezra. The water, Allah, Hayim, Abba, Ahaya, Yasharala, we special. 40 days, 40 nights. Woolly hair like Christ. First visit, show love. Second coming, ain't nice. Demons hiding in the dark. Think they out of my sight. Shining word on them like light. They all scatter like mice. Analyzing these mysteries, researching my history. Precept upon precept, they brainwashed by the enemy. No man gon' hinder me, no devil gon' hold me. Crown of life in the afterlife is flooded out and it's golden. Boss man like a CEO, so I got a staff like Moses. Mama dream like Joseph, they come to pass like Joseph. Judgment day is getting close on many words like a symbiote. In the jungle like Nigel, all I know is that Bible. All I know is these scriptures. Keep books like pistols. Every day some different RFID. Not for me, can't chill me, can't trust these cops. Full beard with the locks. Workaholic like pops. Pound of pressure like shocks. Hard stack like blocks. Smash through 'em like a bull. Pack power like an ox. Quan Yasharala, Hebrew Israelite. You know the truth. Digging deep, dog, no shovels. Stay busy researching, finding out what the business is. Feed the flock, that mean I'm giving the truth to the people. Best believe I'm ready to die about it. You don't stand for something, get fooled with anything. Got my eye on you, Satan. I'm watching, scoping, fully focused, walking in the spirit, guided by the Holy Ghost. No, I'm full of the Holy Spirit that is. Crazy.
Peace and blessing to the chosen, man. All praise to the Most High for a new night, man, giving us yet again the opportunity, man, to get in the word, to get in the book. In this hour where the increase of death and murder and wickedness, man, is really peaking. You know, we reaching new heights of darkness from what I'm seeing. Different stories every day, definitely in Memphis. I don't know where y'all at, but wherever you reporting from, the spirits is running rampant. You know what I mean? And this is a part of the reason why, you know, we fast like we do. It's always a good thing to get in the word. It's always a good thing to feed our spirits. You know what I'm saying? And most times, well, every time, definitely, to strengthen our spirits against everything that is adverse. There's a lot of demons and influences that want our children. You know what I mean? And along with that, there's a lot of demons and influences that want us as parents. All right, but tonight's message, the preacher's children, you know, I try to speak on situations and matters that everybody not talking about, or some people might have a lot of questions about. In this case, you know, I've heard before, we've seen and witnessed people to say, well, why is the preacher's children, the pastor's children, the reverend's children, why are they so bad? You know what I'm saying? and they start saying stuff like, well, he must want doing his job. You know what I mean? Or they fault the parent for that. Is parents around, and you don't have to be a preacher, you don't have to be a pastor, but you trying to train your children up to guide them and direct them down a path of righteousness and what's good and what's light. And the children become wayward. You know what I mean? The children start doing things that you didn't teach them. The children getting involved in activities that embarrass you, that hurt you. You know what I'm saying? You're like, where you get that from? And then it bring on the spirit of confusion on the parent. You know what I'm saying? It bring on doubt on the parent. You know, some of these parents, they get to questioning these things. And that's why we want to, or that's why I wanted to talk about it tonight. To understand the fact that, man, everybody got a choice, including our children. Every single individual is going to have to make a choice, whether or not they want to serve the Most High, whether or not they want to be ministers of darkness and agents of chaos. And we're going to get scriptures out of the book, you know what I mean? As always, but again, just to touch on the subject and the reason for the message being what it is. It's parents out here that feel shame and they questioning the Most High. They like, man, did I do something wrong? But the whole time, every single person, the same way you got to choose to serve the Most High, you got to choose to deny yourself, purge yourself. You got to choose to grow. You got to choose to close your ears to certain things and eyes to certain things, your heart to certain things, in order to advance in life and to advance in the light. Man, your children got to make their choice too. You can't make it for them. The most we can do is introduce them to the Most High, to his word, to what is good, to the light, you know what I mean, to truth. But in the end, it's going to always be their choice. And that's a point where we want to alleviate ourselves from certain stresses that we do put on ourselves. And it ain't easy being a parent, a loving parent. You know what I mean? All these snares and traps that the devil got set. And the web, the World Wide Web, is just that in these days of time to catch them. All these different forms of social media. You know what I mean? The children, they have within themselves different likes and dislikes. You know, we raising our children like, man, hold up, eat the green beans. And I don't like green beans. I don't like eggs. You know, that's them having their own personality, individuality, them being able to make decisions, them being able to make choices. And well, I ain't gonna say unfortunately, hurtfully, in many cases, the children grow up and they choose this path of darkness. Many of them did. Not only that, many of the children, they didn't have a good guiding figure. You know what I mean? That, you know, there can be a sounding voice in their life when they dealing with a situation where they got to make a choice. The voice they're ringing and say, man, that's wrong. You know what I mean? But again, the foundation of the message, though, is the preacher's children. You know what I mean? Because so many people say, well, the preacher, how is he preaching the word of God? Or how is she? Because, you know, you got evangelists. I know now a woman ain't supposed to be teaching and running no congregation, but this is how it go. How is she the one who is following the Most High, but her children ain't? His children ain't. You know what I mean? The world has made the lifestyle of a godly person to look boring, to be lame, to be shunned, to be distasteful and something not wanted. But the sinful, wicked lifestyle has been promoted to be what is the fun life, what is the best type of life to live. And as our children grow and they be exposed to these things, whether it's in a movie, whether it's on a TV show, whether it's in some form of music, whether it's somebody in a neighborhood who they see and observe, they work on their spirits. Excuse me. They work on their spirits, man. So they start saying, well, I want to be like that. Like I'm listening to Wallow. Wallow was on Club Shay Shay or Shannon Sharp show a couple weeks ago. And he was talking about how he ended up getting into the street life that led him to prison. And he was saying, like, man, he come home, he a young guy, he a teenager. He see Mr. Brown come home, Mr. Jones or whoever he is, he a mechanic. He come home, ain't nobody reverencing him. His wife talking to him crazy. Ain't nobody excited to see him. But he see the dope boys come up. He see the dudes who he know robbers. He see the dudes who they smoking and doing everything else. He like, man, the neighborhood showing them all kind of love. So he felt like the individual that was on the wrong path or one living a upright lifestyle. I'm just gonna say it like that. That's what influenced his young mind. And he felt like that was the way to go. So within that mind, what happened as we build sound of what we training our children, don't ever get silent, because another reason why a lot of the children go the wrong way, because parents be afraid to correct their children. A lot of the parents be, this your daughter, so you feel, oh baby, she's so sweet. You can't say nothing wrong to her. You can't get her in line and check her. That's your baby boy, and you don't want to hurt his feelings, so you feel like you don't want to punish him. But these children need to be corrected, man. They need to be guided. They have to be directed. You got to tell them right from wrong. And in the end, they got to make their own choice. All right, but within the pastor's realm, he might be schooling them every night. But their devil voice, feels he got the world looking so fun. Everybody doing it. They want to keep up with the trends. They want to go with the crowd. And a lot of time, man, they just take life to teach the children. Many of us, you know what I mean, raised in households or had guardians who told us right from wrong, not to do this, not to do that. And we felt like maybe, you know, my parents or my guardian don't know what they talking about. So we still tried it. We still did it. We didn't listen. But after a while, bro, we got to that point and we like, man, I should have listened. Them folks knew what they were talking about. But it become a point where it's too late. Like many of us, we still dealing with consequences from decisions we made years ago. You know what I mean? And before we even made the decision, somebody told us, the Most High sent somebody to let us know, like, man, don't do that. That ain't the right thing, man. That ain't the way to go. You know what I mean? And we still go forth with it. And then when it's the point where it's too late, you can't reverse it. And some of y'all don't know this, so I'm going to lay it out for you all. Because we repent, that don't mean you're going to completely be free from suffering the consequences of your decisions. You know what I mean? Many times before we make that decision, guess what? The Most High done already sent and spoke in our spirit. This is why you might be creeping to do it. You sneaking to do it. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in there, he done already sent the warning. He said in a time of temptation, he created a way of escape. So during the time where you face with whatever this is, or we have been, you know what I mean? Somebody might hit you up. You might remember you got something you're supposed to be doing. And we end up still pushing forth and suffering the consequences that come with it. So in that time period, us having our own mind, the Most High didn't make none of us robots. He ain't forcing none of us to serve him. Even our children got to make their choice, man. So let's go to Romans, though. Let's go to Romans. Romans 14. Romans chapter 14, man. And through those influences, you know what I mean, DNA play a part in it too. I saw this video, man. It's a story that's years old, but dude, this young guy, he a teenager. He might be 18. He might have been a couple years over 20. But he being raised in a single household by his mama. His mama doing everything she can. She done went out, got some insurance, thinking about her son, like, mama, watch out for him. You know, anything happen to me, he gonna be straight. The young man, ended up setting his mama up. Found out about the life insurance, set his mama up to get her killed. Guess why? Just so he can do this. Make a spread and flash the money on social media, on Instagram. Went to the funeral, everybody looking at my My bro he ain't even really crying. He ain't even moved. Wanting to be a rapper. He didn't offed his mama, his loving mama, from how the story go. Offed his loving mama, man, so he can get that money. Went to prison. And I don't know how you use your imagination for how that might have turned out. But I'm saying that to say, man, you got parents doing their best, giving their all. They have schooled and taught their children. They are giving them real principles and matters, and you know what I mean. But sometimes the seed be bad, man. Sometimes the seed, it might not be a bad seed, but they choose the world, they choose the wickedness because it's their choice to make. You know what I mean? But then you got parents suffering ridicule because you looking at the child saying, well, you must didn't teach them nothing. Man, yeah, there's a whole bunch of children out here who wilding. And they got a lot of darkness in them because that's what was instilled in them. But then you got other children out here, that's not the environment they were raised in, man. You know what I mean? But they being followers. You know what I mean? And trying to keep up with what everybody else doing. Don't even understand the danger that they in. And it ain't the parents' fault. Romans 14, though. Romans chapter 14. You know what I mean? So again, man, it's somebody out there dealing with that. And they saying, man, what did I do wrong, man? You ain't wrong if you've been putting in that work the right way. You ain't wrong, man. Romans 14, verse 10, though. And it read, it say, but why dost thou judge thy brother? Or why dost thou set at naught thy brother? For we shall all stand before the judgment seat of Christ. Everybody gonna stand before the seat of the judge. Your children gonna have to make their choice, man. Just like the daddy, just like the mama, just like the grandparents, just like the grandchildren, the uncles, the cousins, everybody gonna have to make a choice, bro. And we see how this thing play out so many times because the trouble comes. The trouble be proving a lot of people, bro. You know what I mean? You having fun on the road of sin. You know what I mean? But then when the trouble hit, now you like, man, pray for me. Like I made a post just recently. You can't run around sowing seeds of evil, and then when the flower of poison blossom, you looking shocked. All you've been sowing is evil seed. Why are you shocked that this is a poisonous plant? You reap what you sow. You know what I mean? So likewise, you going around and you planting them seeds of light. Good. You know what I mean? Don't be surprised when you get that good return on what you've been doing, man. And don't be a silent parent to just get to the point like, well, I just can't do nothing with this boy. I can't do nothing with this girl. Now keep hitting them folk with that word, man. Especially if that's your baby. If you love them, keep hitting them with that word. All right, but everybody got to stand before the judgment seat, man. And you can't stand for your child. Your child can't stand for you. I done told my children, look, man, if y'all go out here and make a decision that y'all gonna serve Satan, just know I love you, but automatically we're gonna be enemies, man. Because the way I'm living my life, striving for the kingdom, is gonna offend you. You ain't gonna like it. We're going in two different directions. I'm being real with them now. Let them know, man, y'all got to make that choice. I can't make it for you. I ain't going to force it either. Same way we got to move, man. But Romans 14 and 10. Why dost thou judge thy brother? Or why dost thou set at naught thy brother? For we shall all stand before the judgment seat of Christ. For it is written, as I live, saith the master, every knee shall bow to me, and every tongue shall confess to the Most High. So then, every one of us shall give account of himself to the Most High, including our children. So yeah, we're going to train them up. We're going to teach them. Like, this wrong, son. Homosexuality is wrong. Witchcraft is wrong. Lying is wrong. Bestiality is wrong. Murder is wrong. Stealing is wrong. To serve idols is wrong. We're going to teach them all these. The coveting is wrong. You know what I mean? And so the prayer over the children is, Father, let the fear of the Most High be in them. You know what I mean? And then within training, we want the wisdom to be apparent because sometimes you do got to bag up and you can't coddle the child and just keep the child close because you will never give them the opportunity to see what you instilling in them to be tested. See, I don't know if you really love the Most High or you really my friend until a real situation come up. And what's in you going to come out of you in those situations. So if we feel like we want to just keep them close and sheltered in, and they never had an opportunity for the lessons you've been teaching them to be tested, how do you know that, you know what I mean, they're going to apply what you've been teaching them? They got to have situations to be able to apply that. All right. Let's go to Revelation 20. Revelation chapter 20. So the preacher's children, man. Because, you know, the saying, you know, a lot of times in their mind, why the preacher children so bad? His son, daughter got tattoos. They out here doing any and everything. Man, for one, if I lay it out for you too, any person that's in a position of trying to promote and you know what I mean, shed light in this wicked dark world, man, the devil gonna be after them folk every way he can be. He didn't go straight to Adam and tell like Adam, hey, bro, eat off this tree. You know the Most High said don't do it. Man, he went to Adam's wife. He went to who could convince Adam, his wife. He said, I can't come to you directly, so I got to deal with things and people around you. So when you somebody who the Most High done put his hand on, placed his anointing on, or chose you out of your family, all your siblings, your cousin, whoever else, you know, in your world and realm, you know what I mean? And you standing on the business for the Most High, oh yeah. Your attack's going to be different, man. You know what I mean? And your attack's going to be different because you actually trying to train your children. Like, this is right, this is wrong. You ain't one of the parents that, well, that's my child. I'm going to let them do what they want to do. And then you let them do what they want to do. They go ahead, get out in the world, and now we got to hear about your son or your daughter being murdered or going to prison for murdering somebody. You know what I mean? Or some kind of tragic event, bro, because you didn't provide the voice that they needed to at least be a sounding board for them to convict them when they face with temptation. All right, but Revelation 20, my verse 11. It says, and I saw a great white throne and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away. And there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High. And the books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. So judgment day, everybody gonna be judged, man. Everybody gonna be judged. You know what I mean? So what the preacher did, if he was a wicked preacher, now there's another phase of it too. You do have it where the preacher's children wicked because he is wicked, or the leader, you know what I mean, whoever it is, because in a lot of these households, the preacher is the mama. A lot of these families is a matriarchal system. Grandma said this, grandma taught me about. You got people who won't even hear what you quoting out of the scriptures verbatim. They won't hear what you saying. They say, well, my grandma didn't teach me that about God. When they can actually read what the scriptures say, the scriptures say it's green. Grandma told them it was purple. They don't want to hear that. Like, look, man, look in the book. Look what it say. It say green. Grandma said it's purple. Something wrong with that Bible. You got people holding on, you know what I mean, to the doctrines and teachings of the whoever the leader of the family was, like that. All right, but in certain cases, what I'm saying, the preacher's children are wicked because he's wicked or she's wicked. And I understand, again, now a woman ain't supposed to be leading, but the facts is that don't change the fact of what's really going on in the world. It is women preachers out here. But he said, everybody gonna be judged according to their works. What did your son choose? What did your daughter choose? When you set your child down and you had that talk with them about whatever the situation was, and they said, I understand. Then y'all parted ways and the temptation came up again, and they still chose the temptation. That child is going to be judged according to that teenager, that, you know what I mean, that young adult, that adult is going to be judged according to what he or she chose to do. The same way you did. You did what you were supposed to do, though. You told them what the error was, and you told them what the correct path was. It's up to them to choose. All right, verse 13 says, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged every man according to their works. I'm reiterating this. The scriptures reiterating it. Reiterating it, man. Everybody judged according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Let's go to Leviticus 21. So understanding it, man, the Most High not mocked. The Most High not a fool. You know what I'm saying? He's not incoherent. He's not oblivious. You know what I'm saying? He know what's up, man. This is why he had this written. Everybody got to make a choice. He say, choose this day who you gonna serve. Elsewhere, it's like, as for me and my house, we gonna serve the Most High. It's like life and death is before you. And the book tells us of this family, death gonna be chosen rather than life. So we got to understand that, man, what's evil has been promoted and presented to us to be the cool thing. It's cool to murder. It's cool to go to prison. It's cool to get tatted up on your face and be smoking and all that. It's cool. It's cool to be thugging. You know what I mean? That's what's being promoted and put on the table. So the influencers there, if we not telling them and checking them, some people are afraid of their children. You afraid to talk to your son. Do you really care and love him? Do you really care about your daughter? You more concerned with hurting their feelings when their soul is on the line. Murder is at the door. A psychotic spirit is at the door. You know what I mean? You talking about, well, I don't want to mess up our bond. We friends. Now listen, I'm not friends with my children like that. I'm the best friend because I'm gonna keep it real with them, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna play with them. I'm not gonna be the friends that going along with it like, man, you did something stupid, laugh at it and pat you on your back and salute you about it. We're not supposed to parent like that, fam. You know what I mean? Well, you got parents saying, well, I'm going to let my child be what they want to be. And many times you hear that in the arena or the scheme of things where they saying, well, my child chose to be a sodomite, which is heartbreaking. This is another fold of the subject matter. You got parents out here, man, where they children, one of the children is a murderer. The other two can't stay out of prison. The other one then lost his or her mind. Literally, they in a crazy house. All these children going on a whole different way from what was taught to them. Imagine the pressure and the pain and the disappointment and the hurt of that parent. Imagine it. Imagine, again, one of the children is a sodomite. And you watching your child grow and be in these different spiritual chains. Leviticus 21, verse 9. It says, "And a daughter of any priest." So that's the position of the one who teaching righteousness. That's the position of the one who's standing in the gap, planting the flag for the Most High. It says, "And a daughter the child of any priest, if she profane herself by playing the whore, she profaneth her father. She shall be burnt with fire. So that seemed real harsh to people to hear that, right? So let me just lay this down. The facts about things that be going on, man. I seen a picture of a person. This is a recent situation. The man had on a full suit. The full suit said "Life of Sin." This what his outfit say. The man got a video where he talking about he got bodies. He bragging about the evil he done did. So in the event, not long after that, he ended up getting killed, and so does his daughter. The world is up in awe. Pray for him. We need to pray. They asking for prayers. The family asking for prayer. It's a tragic situation. It's not good at all. But when I step back and I observe this situation, I say, hold on. When you choose to play in the streets, when you choose to live that life, bro, you got to accept everything that come with it. So when you go on full head and you want to kill, you want to take life, man, everything, don't think that the next person going to play the game the way you going to play it. Don't think because you going to just slide on your op. Don't think that your op got this same type of mindset where he going to spare your children. They going to spare your children in the midst of it. When we make the decision to run into the darkness, this is why the devil play the game. When you sell your soul, it's not just the individual, it's your family too. You put your family in that contract. You put your family in that covenant. This is why when you see these celebrities doing what they do, then they children get to cutting their head out, ball and acting real weird. You're not aware of the rituals that go on behind the scenes. But when you sign your name in blood, you putting everybody up there with you. So I'm saying that to say, when you run into the street and the streets play how it does and eat you alive, you can't just start trying to backpedal. That's what go on in the street. It's a lot of murder in the street. And especially if you done tap somebody, you done slid, you done stomp down on somebody. Man, you got to know what's coming behind that, man. You got to know you up for grabs too. If the Most High don't pardon you, you know what I'm saying? But many of them, they not looking for the Most High. All right, so, but in this case, it's saying, man, if the daughter of that priest played a whore, says she profaned herself and she defiled her pops, says she should be burnt with fire. The thing about it is, if this is the person that's toting the banner of righteousness, this is why I'm talking about it. When the child operates in that type of spirit, then it causes people to question the Most High. Now you wondering, is the Most High real because of how somebody else's child is behaving? And everybody ain't got the same level of wits to be able to look at it and say, hold on, let me separate the two. Everybody ain't educated on the fact that you got to make a decision just like your child do. The preacher, the pastor, the evangelist, they got to make a choice the same way the child do. And again, a lot of time the devil going to be after those children way harder than the next person's children. Because as the power get passed down, man, your son going to be even more powerful and anointed than you is. Your daughter will be even more anointed, having visions and dreams than you will. And that's what the enemy wants. He wants people questioning the Most High. All right, let's go to Sirach, man. I ain't gonna be too long tonight. Let's go to Sirach, man. Ecclesiasticus. Have mercy, Father. Have mercy. Sirach 22, I'm on page 83. If you got the red apocrypha. Sirach 22. Yeah, man. So the truth of the Most High, people don't really want to hear, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I was having a conversation the other day, and they're talking about like when we express the truth about the history of our people, it's like folks want us to be quiet about that. Don't talk about it. It's like it's almost forbidden for people. Don't say that out loud. So when I get to talking about the history of what my people done went through over time, and it's exclusive, this stuff is exclusive, family. That's why I'm bringing it out. That's what I'm talking about. Like, dang, why is it just, why did Tulsa, Oklahoma get bombed? By the U.S. government chose to bomb Tulsa, Oklahoma, where my people was at. U.S. bombing on U.S. soil. I had to tell it to a Hispanic brother before. He wasn't aware of that information. He was shocked when he went and found out. He's like, bro, I did not know that. But the conversation was that it say Israelites are hateful. They hate us. People are hateful. That's a rep out there. But I see it like this. This the way it go. If you go to Walmart, you order some from Amazon, you go get you some trees from the weed man, and you end up your order wrong when you went to the restaurant. When your order wrong, man, you get upset, you feel disappointed. Many of the people, guess what? They gonna say, man, hold on, go give me another one. Or they're gonna say, I ain't gonna go to this Walmart no more. I'm not gonna come to this one anymore. I'm gonna go to the other one. Or okay, you got what I came for, but I'm done with Amazon. You said you're gonna go another time or a different route, different location. But people, because deep down, so many people hate the Most High. Once the preacher do something that they don't like, they end up saying, well, I don't believe in God no more. Why the same concept of man of having your order wrong at this location, so go to the other one, why that didn't apply in this situation? Because people hate the truth. They hate the Most High. So saying that to say, it's okay for my people to kill one another. It's okay for us to ride around in our vehicles listening to music where our people talking about whoring our sisters, our daughters, our mamas, our aunties, our nieces. It's okay to whore them out and call them female dogs. It's okay for me to slide on their block if they look like me. It's okay for me to talk about. It's okay for me to wish death on my own people. I hate that. I can't stand it. It's okay. But the moment when I start saying stuff like, man, look, these folks, they guilty. What's the pay up? And not even saying, well, go kill them. I'm just bringing out the facts like, hold up, man. Why is it that when we go to the Asian shops, the pictures that's posted on this Asian beauty shop, all the pictures is melanated brown women. Ain't no Asian women on the pictures and posters. But it's in our neighborhood, and then when we go in here, the Asians watching us like we gonna steal something. True enough, the rep is out there where people going to the beauty shop and they stealing stuff. The Arab that's on the corner store, it's cool for him to be trying to talk sweet and smooth and run game on our sisters to lay up with them. But the moment when I get to saying, hold up, my dude, no, listen, they wrong for that. How is y'all overcharging us in our neighborhood? We the one who bringing the money to where y'all livelihood is sustained. Y'all need to be giving us something, give something back to the community. When I get to talking like that, I'm being a hater. I'm preaching hate. And the trip part about it is this. Though that's the real hate. You hate the fact that a person bring out the truth, bro. It's Caucasians, it's Asians, it's East Indians, it's Arabs that know the same information that we be putting out. Jewish people that's coming out saying, man, we not the real Jews. Them brown folks is. But it be our people and so many others who will say, don't expose the unfruitful works of darkness. Like the Bible says. Be quiet about that. We all the same. Why can't we all just get along? So now the whole, it's a big mesh of mess. It's a big mesh of mess, man. Because you're running everything together. Man, these folks know the truth. That's why I respect Gentiles that's real. I don't hate nobody. I respect them Gentiles. I got love for the Gentiles that's going to bring their truth out. Like, yeah, man, we did y'all wrong. If I was a Gentile, that's the time I'll be on. That's the time I'll be on, bro. You know what I'm saying? But everybody, so they want to silence this truth. People want to be in this state where it's false peace, it's false love, it's false truth. Why? Because when we get to talking like that, that means somebody got to be held accountable. And we know people hate accountability. So folks get mad, they get agitated, they upset, and that might lead to a fight. That might lead to some kind of war breaking out. That might lead to something, man. And the people want to be cool and comfortable in the stupor. They want to be comfortable in it. Man, we ain't gonna make no real progress. If the truth ain't involved, we're not gonna make no real progress. Everybody feeling some kind of way and they just playing games, just going along with it. Like, no. Ain't no real progress gonna happen like that, bro. All right, so another reason why them children be wilding out. You know what I mean? For the preacher's children, because if this man or this woman who's standing in the gap for the Most High can actually get through to this child, that means you carrying the word and the torch of light on to the next generation. We need the devil, like, man, we need to put that light out. We need to douse that flame and fire, man. Yeah, man. So I don't just pray for my children, I pray for all our children. Sirach 22, man. Verse 3, it says, an evil-nurtured son is the dishonor of his father that begat him, and a foolish daughter is born to his loss. An evil-nurtured child, so all you teaching them is evil, don't be surprised when evil comes to your door, because you haven't taught them. You haven't taught them what's against evil. Then again, man, a lot of the parents might we're gonna get it out the message, but we won't be held accountable. After you done taught them what it is, and they chose to go a different way, man, it's on them. Verse 4 says, a wise daughter shall bring an inheritance to her husband, but she that liveth dishonestly is her father's heaviness. Your children will lie to you. Your children will try to play you. If you're not being serious and for real and caring, loving, for real, you're going to let them play with you, and it's going to increase their confidence to feel like, oh, I can get over on Pops, I can get over on Mom. Well, if I can get over on, who else can I get over on? So if you don't check it when they do it, it's going to increase. The confidence in that transgression is going to increase. This is what I'm saying. When I hear people say, I'll just let my child do whatever. Man, that's a wicked statement, man. Your child need guidance. Why are we looking at the world where they talking about, man, a little boy can feel like he a girl? The girl talking about she feel like a little boy trapped in a female's body. And your child tell you that, come home and, hey, Dad, I think I like girls. You smile on it. You wicked too. You smile about it. You wicked too. Log out if you don't like it. I don't care. I'm trying to tell what God said, what the Most High said. So you got the parents coddling this evil, nurturing the evil. Let them go on with it, go ahead and do how they want, like the child. It's a foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. They think they know. They don't. This is what the parent is for. But if you as a parent, you've been so crazy and rebellious against your parents, and this is the story for a lot of people out here too. You spent your whole childhood, teenage years, and even now rebelling against your parents. When you reap that and your child be twice as rebellious, 3 times as rebellious against you, let it come back into your spirit and mind what you was doing. Let it come back into your spirit and mind of how you was operating with your parents. Yeah, man. Verse 5, it says, she that is bold dishonoreth both her father and her husband, but they both shall despise her. So you got it to where the daddy, the mama, is just allowing this little girl, this princess, to just move like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you need to straighten her out, bro. Like she really like don't respect. She moving with straight disrespect. You trying to correct them, you just talking. They hollering at you, yelling at you like you the child. They become bold like that because ain't nobody corrected them. Ain't nobody corrected the child. And a lot of times the correction ain't been given because you're afraid. You're afraid of falling out with your child. You're afraid of getting into some disagreement with your child. Now, whatever disagreement we need to be in with my children, my children, my nephews, nieces, anybody I love children, man, we going to get into that disagreement, bro. Like, we going to get into that disagreement. You going to know. Somebody told me I was wrong. Because I'm looking ahead saying, man, when the devil gets you out on that limb and saw it off, it's going to be nothing but regret. Nothing but regret. Now, praise the Most High. Every child don't be like that. It's children who actually, they open their ears. They really listen, man. They really do listen. You tell them something, they like, man, I'm really taking heed. I was able to stay out despite being in, you know, the troubles that I have. I have made my parents cry with my actions. But when I saw that, it was like, man, I can't do that. It hurt me. And I never could go too far and deep off in the streets because of the things that my parents did say when they were teaching me right from wrong. You know what I mean? So it's many things that I seen my peers go through and suffer that I was able to escape because I'm looking at what they're going through and I'm saying, I don't want to go through that. I'm taking heed to what went on with them. But you got so many of the children who they, as well as the parents, they under this peer pressure. They allow the peer pressure to be present to control their decisions. I'm not going to be cool if I don't do this. I'm not going to be the cool parent if I check my son or my daughter. I'm just not going to be the cool parent then. Right? I'm not going to be the cool parent. I'm going to be the loving parent. All right, let's jump down to verse 9, man. It says, if children live honestly, that's the good one. That's the one taking heed. And have wherewithal, they shall cover the baseness of their parents. So you got it to where it's the reverse. The parent is wicked and evil, low down. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you a dirty person. But the child is the one who said, man, I saw that. I seen how Pops was operating. I seen how my mama was operating. I don't want none of that. I don't want to be like that. I'm going to be better than that. It said that child, that individual, it'll shift the whole nasty name, negative connotation on that family by that child doing right. Like, man, bro, you redeemed the name. You just redeemed the name of the whole family tree by you being obedient, by you doing what the Most High said, by you being honest and operating in an honorable, noble way. Give hope. You stand for something greater. And that's what many people don't realize. Like, I see these videos, bro. They be posting these videos on social media. And let's say the video like this. Dude act like he got the camera and he recording. He like, look, I done worked 20 hours. I come home, my wife ain't cooked nothing for me. She just trying to give me a cup of water to drink for dinner. Now, that in itself for many people is gonna be like, bro, that's messed up. But you know how I see those videos, which is very possible. There's people operating like that. But what's not being taken in consideration a lot of times is some of these folk be setting these videos up, bro, just to get clicks, likes, shares, and not understanding, bro. You really doing an evil job because you got people who when they see that, they believe it. And they start saying, man, you know, man, none of these women ain't good. The whole time, bro, this is a skit that you made. You didn't post no type of warning label or just to give a person a heads up to say, man, look, this just how situations go. This ain't real life. But this how it go. This not really happening. We acting in this video. You ain't do that. Do that, man. Look, man, he going through her phone. Man, she didn't. Man, what? He mad. You got to work to they like the female, the woman, the wife, the lady, or the man, either one. They just did some real foul. And the people, the audience that's seeing this, they receive, believe, and start operating with a mindset that, man, ain't nobody good out here. This the impact of influence. So I'm saying all that to say it's the reverse of what we just read in verse 9. Standing for something greater. You standing for something to where somebody come across and meet you, they say, man, look, man, I almost lost hope, bro. You just gave me hope that it's still good people out here. It's still honest people out here, man. It's still somebody out here who trying to do right. It's still somebody out here who gonna stand boldly for the Most High. Yeah, man, it's a greater impact in doing what come with a greater payoff, man. But many people fall short to that. But the peer pressure. Ecclesiastes 22, verse 10. It's like, but children being haughty through disdain and want of nurture do stain the nobility of their kindred. So the reverse is being haughty, prideful, being rebellious, can't tell you nothing. You know what I mean? You'll end up bringing an evil report, an evil name, a stain on your family. You know what I mean? And the truth about that too is a lot of parents ain't teaching it to their children. They're not teaching them about the long road ahead, the obstacles that's later on in the path. You know what I'm saying? So, and the fact is too, man, a lot of these parents need to be taught. They ain't been taught. They haven't been taught, man. Let's go to 1 Samuel. So let's get an example, man. For that brother or sister who might be feeling like, man, bro, what did I do wrong, man? I can't reach my son. I can't reach my daughter. Like, what is it my fault? They shook up. No, man. Everybody got to make their own choice, bro. 1 Samuel chapter 8. This the same Samuel, y'all. This the same one that anointed David. This the same Samuel, the same prophet that anointed Saul, the first king of our people from the tribe of Benjamin. This the same one. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 1. It say, and it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel. Now the name of his firstborn was Joel, and the name of his second Abiah. They were judges in Beersheba. So this prophet, he made his sons to take up, his position when he passed. He's a judge of our people. This right before the institution of kings. Verse 3. It says, and his sons walked not in his ways. This same prophet now. It said, and his sons walked not in his ways, but turned aside after lucre and took bribes and perverted judgment. So this is what I'm saying. Our children faced with these things, man. They not immune to this stuff. And a lot of people want to fake it or just feel like not telling them about it is going to help them and save them. When really educate them. Educate out. We supposed to be educating our children on these things. But within it, if the child just so happened to be the one that love money, like I'm talking about the young man earlier, his mama had a life insurance policy that if anything happened to her only son, he was gonna be straight. He set his mama up to be killed her, got the insurance money, and why he do it? Because he wanted to stunt on IG with the money. He wanted to make a spread. He wanted to flash. You know what I mean? This the woman who she working hard to take care of this guy. She working hard to take care of him. And this is how he repaid her. That was his choice. You got people who were, the parent is straight low down and wicked to him. And that child, get done so wrong and grow up and this child be the one to take care of him. Don't turn on them. So it's the reverse. It's so many different dynamics of how it play out, man. Yes, indeed. Verse 4 says, then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah and said unto him, behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. But the thing displeased Samuel. And when they said, give us a king to judge us, and Samuel prayed unto the Most High. So you see the effects of it. They looking for his sons to take up his office, to be a judge over them, teaching them right from being a plug and the connection, the go-to person for them and the Most High. By them disagreeing or choosing to go a different path, the people say, man, you know what? We don't give us a king like these other nations. And that's the spirit that operate on a lot of the children too. They want to operate like the other nations. They say, man, what we got to keep the Shabbat. We got to do what's right. We can't be, doing whatever we want to do. Well, such and such be doing whatever. They be sagging their pants. She be twerking and they want to do like the other children. Not even knowing, man, their souls on the line. All right, verse 7 says, and the Most High said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people and all that they say unto thee. For they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. And so when we provide these instructions, when we teaching our children, we teaching these different people, nephews, nieces, little cousins, whoever else, the words of the Most High and righteousness, man, it's not that they rejecting us. You know what I'm saying? They rejecting the Most High. That's their choice. Many of us, like I mentioned earlier, man, we had our time where we disobeyed, where we disagreed. Yeah, man, but right here we seeing that the prophet Samuel, his sons didn't even want to, do what he, follow in the path that he laid out for them. They didn't want to be upright men. They chose a different path. The preacher's children weren't like the preacher. They chose not to be like the preacher. Verse 8 says, according to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even unto this day, wherewith they have forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. Now therefore hearken unto their voice, howbeit yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. So within there, you teaching your children, like, okay, I'm not going to force it on you at all, but I am going to tell you what comes with either path. I'm going to tell you what's going to come with each path, man. So this is what the Most High instructed Samuel to tell the people, the children of Israel, our ancestors. Verse 10, what kind of king is it going to be? And Samuel told all the words of the Most High unto the people that asked him of a king. And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, and to be his horsemen. And some shall run before his chariots. And this even go in with the election thing. You choosing who you want to be your president. You casting your vote. All right, but these children these young men get drafted. Now they coming back from Iraq. You know what I mean? Like Cuz said, Cuz saw his whole platoon get killed in front of him. You know what I mean? The brothers and sisters coming back from war, they got PTSD. They can't sleep. They waking up out their sleep. They snapping, going off because they didn't seen death firsthand. They seen this person get blown to smithereens. They running for their life. They got the drone chasing them. But this happened because they were drafted. Now I know we ain't dealt with the draft in a minute, but you know, here recently, not too long ago, they brought that back up, talking about the draft. But when he said he's going to take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariot, I'm going to take your children. Like you had plans, man, you going to get it in. You are artist. You finna teach your son how to draw. You want him to pick up the storyline for the comic books. But guess what? You can say bye-bye to all that because y'all wanted a king. And he going to take your children. And so who is the king of this world? Somebody drop it in the comments if you know what the scriptures say. If you know what the scriptures say, drop it in the comments who the king of this world is. Verse 12. 1 Samuel 8, verse 12. It says, and he will appoint him captains over thousands and captains over 50s, and will set them to ear his ground and to reap his harvest and to make his instruments of war and instruments of his chariots. And he will take your daughters to be confectionaries and to be cooks and to be bakers. You might have wanted your daughter, to be a lawyer, to be a poet, but that gets taken away by this king. It says, and he will take your fields and your vineyards and your olive yards, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. What you've been tilling your inheritance, granddaddy passed that land and house down to you. He said, man, no, it ain't going to be kept within your family. So now, when we play it on this role of the message, the child don't even understand, but you're going to always have a place to live. We got the allodial title, the allodial deed to this land and this house. We really own it. He get it, inherit it, and sell it because he want a gold chain or a diamond chain. Solomon told us, he said, man, trying these different things in life, he like, man, what? I don't know who I'm going to leave this inheritance to. I don't know what manner of person is going to be that all my hard work, who am I going to leave it to? This is in Ecclesiastes. Letting you know, bro, he done went through and did all this, the wisest man in the earth, richest man. He done tried the good and the evil. And he said at the end of trying all this good and evil, he had the women. He had the properties. He had the singers and porters. He had the land. He had everything you can ask for. He had the popularity, the fame. The Queen of Sheba traveled miles and miles way from somewhere else just to come here and speak because, man, she done heard about how wise this man is. So he had everything. He said, at the end of all things, man, when I tried the good and evil of life, guess what I found out? The conclusion of the whole matter is to fear the Most High and keep his commandments. That's what it all boiled down to. That's what he said. Yeah, that's right. Y'all dropped it in the comment, man. The king of this world. Hashatan. And so that's who after these children. You know what I'm saying? That's who after us as parents. That's who don't want us speaking to our children. That's who don't want us having a real conversation with the babies. Don't want us showing them things of how life can play out. Want us to be silent and quiet. All right, verse 15, 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 15 says, and he will take the 10th of your seed and of your vineyards and give to his officers and to his servants. And he will take your men servants and your maid servants and your goodliest young men and your donkeys and put them to his work. He will take the 10th of your sheep, and ye shall be his servants. And ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen you. And the Most High will not hear you in that day. So this is something else we have to lay out to the babies. I'm telling you what's up. I'm telling you how it's going to go. I'm telling you, we making these decisions to create bonds and relationships. Even soul ties, man. With people who later on, when you snap out and you sober up from the feeling of lust or whatever it was, you're going to regret your decision. You're going to wish that you're going to pray to the Most High to forgive you and change the matter. And he going to, listen, the word already came out. Pops already told you. Unc already told you. Lil' cuz told you. Your auntie that's younger than you already warned you. You didn't listen. You kept going. All right, so it said these people are going to cry out, man. Our people cry. Now we regret it once we get in trouble. Easy to get in trouble, hard to get out. It's cheap to get in trouble, but it costs a lot to get out of it. All right, verse 19 said, nevertheless, the people refused after he gave them the warning. And this is how it go now. Nevertheless, the people refused. So he told them, this is how it's going to go, man. Don't choose the king. We got the creator, the one who got the keys to life, the artist of life. This who your king is reigning over you, but you reject him because you want to be like everybody else. They said, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Samuel. I hear what you're saying, preacher, man, and it's going to be terrible, and I'm going to regret it, and I'm going to hate it, and I'm going to cry about it. But look, bro, I don't want to hear that right now. Give us a king, man. We want to be like these other folks. I want to get it in. You know what I mean? I want to be cool like everybody else. I want to pop the 30s and ride with switches like everybody else. Yeah, and for some reason, because you the chosen one, the Most High really dealing with you. You got a whole different tree you come from. Your friends didn't have nobody telling them that. You go out there trying to be like your friend, they get away and escape, and you be the one facing that 10 years plus for getting caught with the switch. Getting caught with the switch on the glizzy, you be the one. Said, nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, nay, but we will have a king over us, that we also may be like all the nations, and that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. And Samuel heard all the words of the people, and he rehearsed them in the ears of the Most High. And the Most High said to Samuel, hearken unto their voice and make them a king. And Samuel said unto the men of Israel, go ye every man unto his city. Most High like, I ain't finna fight with him. I ain't gonna force him. I'm not finna force these folks to serve me. Not gonna force them to do right. Let's go to Ezekiel. So the job is, man, you tell them, you warn them, you let them know how the game go, but they got to make the decision and the choice in the end for themselves. Definitely will, man. So I'm saying that because, like, what I see in the comment section, our children choose to do something adverse or different from what we trained them up to do. You know what I mean? Come across or influence. You know what I mean? Try to find some relief in it, or the fact that if you have been that honest parent to teach them and tell them the right way, man, and keep them in the prayer, judge nothing before the time. You know what I mean? If I go back and look at the pictures of myself from when I was younger, you know what I mean, and doing something different from what I was taught, I'm like, man, I praise the Most High. He didn't kill me during that time, man. I praise the Most High. I didn't die in that lifestyle. You know what I mean? So some of the children, they dealing with these things. Prayerfully, the Most High destroy the stronghold, man, in the yoke, and it just be something that's a phase. Or something else that we have to realize too. And it's not to okay it, but the wisdom that the Most High shared with me about it is they on a path too. You know what I mean? And on a path, some of them gonna go through some things. And those things is to build their story and character so that they'll be able to do his work in a more effective way. Because you can't reach the next person the way he gonna use your child to reach them. Because they got relatable ground from heart to heart. You know what I'm saying? So they know about the battles of, you know what I mean, feeling depressed. You don't know nothing about it. You never ever felt depressed. You know what I'm saying? But your child, for whatever reason, is wrestling with their spirit, battling their spirit. You know what I'm saying? So in the case for the glory of the Most High, where he freed them from their spirit, is other people who they know about their depression and they feel alone. They feel like don't nobody understand. Nobody around them understand till they meet your child. You know what I'm saying? Your child breaking it down to them like, bro, nah, I know exactly what you're talking about. You know what I mean? So prayerfully, that's the matter, man. Or judge nothing before the time. You know what I mean? But you know, I try to always bring it with equity. If I'm gonna speak on something, I'm not gonna make it one-sided. There's the possibility and the other possibilities that, you know, they never do change. They never do choose to do right. You know what I'm saying? And the consequence of that is the lake of fire. You know, just like it is for me or you. We gotta choose daily. You know what I'm saying? Which route, which path we gonna take. And we gotta choose all throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of pressure for some people that they're not willing to be under. But it's worth it, man. Ezekiel 18, verse 20. Ezekiel 18, verse 20, because then I did hear I heard somebody say the children got to pay for their father's sins. I'm like, nah, that ain't the truth, man. That's not what the Bible say. That ain't what the Most High said. It was like that, you know what I'm saying? But he changed that. So it's Ezekiel 18 and 20. It said, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. The Most High so cold, because look, what if you had a spiteful and rebellious child that just, man, for DNA a lot of times, you know what I mean, and spirit too. They just choose like, man, no matter how good you treat them, your child just want to try to make you up, because you got children out here like that too. You got people that, adults even now, try to make their parents out to just be the worst person ever. And all the parent ever did was really show them love and kindness. You know what I mean? But one no game, one gonna play with them. So they got this vendetta or deep-seated hatred against their parents. So imagine if the Most High didn't institute where each individual is going to deal with the consequences of each individual's choice. To where now, if he hadn't instituted what I do, if I'm spiteful, okay, I hate my daddy. So you know what? I'm finna just go out here and do something so that when I do this, my daddy gonna get punished for it too. What if it was like that? There's a lot of parents that wouldn't be here today. So the Most High broke that. He said, "Now, whoever do righteous, they gonna reap the reward for their righteousness. Whoever do wickedness, they gonna reap the reward for their wickedness." They go to Deuteronomy 24. Deuteronomy 24. I'm gonna close it out right here, man. I don't want to take up too much time tonight. Deuteronomy 24 and 16. Let's see. Yeah. It says, "The fathers shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin." Every person gonna have to deal with the consequence of their choices. All right, and I'm going here too. I gotta say this because some people use this verse to deny the master and the Messiah. They use that verse and say, well, look, if every man gonna be put to death for his own sin, how can Christ come and die for you? Well, hold on. Okay, I'll entertain what you're saying. But rather, it's talking about a man gonna suffer for his own choices. You still had to have a lamb, a goat, or something to take to the priest to have remission of your sin. You still, that individual, he still, for his sin, he had to go to the mediator, which was the priest. So if that's the case, individual, where your sacrifice at? Where is your sacrifice? You ain't got no goats. You ain't got no priests. The priests ain't in the temple. They ain't got the altar in the grate. They can't you sprinkle the blood on the side of the altar. Where your sacrifice at? So it's no way around it. You still need the blood of the lamb, man. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about that too, because that's the thing many of these children are aware of. And you got to understand it to a lot of y'all, a lot of us, a lot of people. You know, I try not to separate myself from, because I'm not above nobody. I'm not under nobody, but the Most High. But Hamashiach, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, you know, you tune in and you listen to me. You know what I'm saying? You want me to explain everything. No, get in that book with your children yourself and explain to them the thing that you can. You don't have to break down all the mysteries and know how to decode, speak in Hebrew, front to back, write it. And you ain't got to know all that, man. Everybody's portion and measure is different. You know what I'm saying? So what you do know, focus on that and share that. That little bit can go a long way, man. You know what I mean? You got a lot of people getting stressed out and feeling discouraged, like, man, I can't break the calendar down. Bro, the Most High might just didn't give you to be able to perceive that, man. But the same way you can't break the calendar down, the one who can, he can't even love his neighbor. He can't love his neighbor the way you can. He ain't gonna think like, hold on, let me call and check on such and such. He ain't got that mindset, man. With all the mysteries that he got figured, he know how to read the stars. She know how to read the stars with her eyes closed. But she don't know how to love her neighbor. Yeah, man, you got them beat. You got them beat when you're doing that. Yeah, man, but that's the message, man. So the preacher's children, you know, a lot of people say, why is the preacher's children the baddest? And they so hard-headed and rebel. Why they ain't preaching? And a lot of the preachers be trying to force the children to follow the path. You know what I mean? That ain't gonna work either. You can't force it. It got to be their choice. They end up doing something that they hate. They feel like they in prison. They feel like it's against their will. You know what I mean? No, it can't. And that's why we have to teach. We can't teach it one-sided to our children. You want to tell them, like, if you do this, you're gonna go to heaven. This how people be talking. You're gonna get the kingdom. You just teaching them now, teaching the good and the bad. So that they'll have a balance and a full view to make a more healthy choice on what they want. You let them know, man, this what come with this, and this what come with that. Make your decision. I tell them, like, I would love it to make, if you ever want to make me proud, yeah, serve the Most High. But don't do it under duress. It got to be voluntary. You got to want to do it. Because if you ain't doing it because you want to, then it's fake. It's fake then, man. And we don't want our children to be fake, just like we don't want to be fake. All praise to the Most High. I appreciate that in y'all for their donation, man. May that same blessing be returned to you and your household. In every category of life: health, finances, emotions, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, spirit, patience, everything, bro. Yes, indeed. Oh, unless you're a sister. Forgive me if you're a sister. I'm not sure. But yeah, question, comments, and concerns, man. I'm gonna go back through this through the comments. Says questions, comments, and concerns before we close out. Yeah, man. So don't just automatically think that, man, because I'm saying, let me say it like this. It don't even have to be a preacher. The guardian, the teacher, man. You know what I mean? You know, the reputation that a teacher's supposed to have is to be like, this is a positive individual in the community. That's what it's supposed to be. Now, we know how it done changed. Teachers teaching all type of stuff, doing all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the reputation is supposed to be something upright and honorable. So then the teacher's child, you know what I mean, Coach Moore, man, the best coach in the world. You know what I mean? He always got a good word for the children needed a ride to school. He pick them up, he drop them off, and you know what I mean? This other one got in trouble with the juvenile court. He wrote a letter to the judge, but his child, his daughter, his son, totally different day and night. They totally different. You can't fault Coach Moore for that, man. You can't fault Coach Moore for that. His child got a man of his or her own too. Yes, indeed, man. Question, comments, and concerns, though, before we close out. Yeah, somebody said because the pastor not speaking the true gospel. That is true in a case. But in other cases, man, that teacher can be really doing the fight, like what we just read. Samuel was tapped in. He tapped in, man. You know what I'm saying? He really serving the Most High, close quarters. And his sons, they didn't want their path. So you can be teaching the truth. You can be teaching the true gospel. You can be a righteous, upright example. You know what I mean? Actually doing what the Father requires of you, and your children still rebel, man, because he didn't make none of us robots, man. You know what I mean? And what you will see a lot of time too, it'll be a situation where the Most High withdraw his spirit. He withdraw his spirit, man. Let's see, man. Yeah, have mercy. Have mercy, Father. See, talking about the children being in under the influence of ancestor worship. Something else that I observed, man, in my time growing up, and I'm seeing it is more clear now. You know what I mean? But I can remember commercials coming on about Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I remember, what's the witch movie? You got the 4 girls. The 4 girls, and I can't think of this movie at all, man. But they 4 witches. They teenagers. And they show in the movie, if I'm not mistaken, an actual witch ritual. I'm saying that to say how powerful the Black Mirror is, the TV. At a young age, we being exposed to these different influences. You know what I'm saying? So now it's increased because knowledge is increased. The way to get knowledge out is in TikTok. Bro, TikTok got a lot of people messed up. You got a lot of people right too, you know what I'm saying? Because good information, but you got a lot of people messed up, bro, confused. And many of the people, because the Most High, I'm gonna keep sounding it, he ain't made none of us robots. They go with what feel good and what they think right. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about earlier too. Why it's an issue for me to address other nations outside of my own nation. It's hatred. If I direct any passion towards another race aside my own. But it's okay and acceptable if I take out all my passion on my own people. Because of it feel good and comfortable. It ain't no real growth in it. It ain't no real challenge in it. You know what I'm saying? People can't accept what they don't agree with a lot of times. When I'm going into this book, bro, when I'm praying about different things, I'm asking the Father, I don't want to understand it the way I want it to, you know what I mean? For what I think it's supposed to say. I don't want to understand it for what you think it's supposed to say. Father, I want to understand it to my other individuals. I want to understand it according to how you meant for it to be understood. Help me to comprehend it the way you intended it to be comprehended when you had your authors to write it. But you got people who they like, no, I don't want to believe that. I'm going to go in the book looking for it to mean what I want it to mean. I'm going to make it mean what I want it to mean. You know what I'm saying? And this is what the master so-called, the Messiah, he said, yeah, the house going to be divided. You know what I mean? A man's foe is going to be they of his own household. Parents against the children, children against the parents. A major key in it is the belief system. Major key. You know what I mean? And that's a part of why if we saying we believers, it's important. It's important to have that mindset state or mindset that you know what I mean? I ain't trying to get in no squabble with nobody because you don't believe like I believe. I believe what the book say. And it say, right now we see dimly or darkly through a glass. Let me get it. Because some of y'all ain't read that verse before. Let me pull it up right quick. Let me see. We see darkly, we see dimly through a glass. Hold on, family. 1 Corinthians 13. 1 Corinthians 13. So this is how, you know what I mean, you maintain peace within yourself, even when people have a different perspective on things. At least this is how I maintain mine. Okay. 1 Corinthians 13. I'm going to hit verse 8 first. It says, charity never faileth. So there's love. It says, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. So don't nobody got just got everything figured out. You know what I'm saying? And I be hearing about people feeling like they gonna leave the faith. They say it's too much confusion. This person, why has everybody got a different doctrine? If you reading the book and actually believing what it say, you comprehending it instead of you coming into the faith with a mindset that you gonna make it be what you want it to be. This the problem. Folks not accepting the facts of what's really going. Everybody got to make their own choice, and everybody don't got it all figured out. This person, I got some answers. I don't have the answer to everything. I'm not right about everything I say, man. But what I do know, that's when you see me pop up. You see me pop up. What I do know to be real, what I know for sure, for sure, I'm going to speak on it. But if I don't know, I'm like, hey, bro, I don't know. This is what I think. You know what I'm saying? This is what I think it is. Most High ain't gave me that code yet. Verse 10 said, but when that which is perfect is come, so we not made perfect right now. The doctrines ain't perfect right now, bro. He said, but when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. Then we're going to get the full picture. All right, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, though, I put away childish things. Here we go, verse 12. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known. So yeah, man, the full picture comes later. You know what I mean? So the name of the game is endurance. Can we wait that long? Can we still believe even though I ain't got all the answers? You got enough of the answers that can get you in, though. That information is all that. It's universal. The basis and the foundation of what it takes to actually get in is present. Everybody got access to that. Yeah, man. So yes, indeed, man. We gotta keep them prayers going up and application too, man. What you shed, man. What y'all been shed, what y'all working on in y'all spirit to purge out. Indeed. Okay. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. So thank you. Let me see. Yes, indeed. So I got a brother in the truth who man, he didn't get the truth and understanding till he was 50, bro. Till he was 50, sir. So it's judged nothing before the time. We don't know what the Most High gonna do. And sometimes the people ain't pulling in because they ain't heard the right answers. And then sometimes they not pulling in because they dealing with something. You know what I'm saying? They battling something on the inside. And it ain't nothing we can do till they decide that they want to be free from it. Oh yeah, Taif, I appreciate this. The name of that movie, I'm talking about them 4 witches, The Craft. That show is it. Yeah, wake up. If you haven't done it before, Ra, you know, I pray the Most High touch her where she ain't sleeping. You know what I mean? That he sent a message and put it in her spirit, man, for her to seek and to open her ears, man, voluntarily. You know, it'd be a sad thing that a lot of times it takes something dramaful or traumatic to get us to listen. You know, so I remember looking in my cousin's eyes behind that glass while, you know, visitation. And I'm telling them, like, man, the Most High be talking, but sometimes we don't like to listen to you. Have to sit us down like this. You know, then when you start turning up, you like, man, that's for real. And prayerfully, don't take that. You know what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter is, that's what it does take sometimes. But yeah, Ra, train up a child in the way that he should go, she should go. So yeah, if you can put it in her ear, you know what I mean, do it. Of course, you don't want to be see, there's so many dynamics to that. but the simple answer is, yeah, try that. You know what I mean? It ain't even got to be forceful. Just ask her, you know what I mean? Like, come in and watch this with me. Come listen to this with me. Tell me what you think about this. Is homosexuality and witchcraft familiar or similar spirits? I would say they similar in the aspect that they both abominable. He said the rebellion is as witchcraft. The penalty, this is how we know that all sin is not equal. Because the judgments that come behind them and the statutes or the limitations of the punishment that come behind these transgressions. So you got sin that people can commit, and it don't mean that it'll cost them their life. But in the case where we talking about homosexuality, witchcraft, the judgment for that is death. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Most High said. And this is the conversation so many people don't want to have. You know what I mean? Let me see. Let's see. Yes, indeed. Let me see what else y'all saying. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Let's see. I'm celebrating Passover on the 29th, family. I'm celebrating Passover on the 29th. I am my brother's keeper. Yeah, man, that movie is wicked, bro. Yahuwah in my life, y'all. Righteous parent with wicked children. Yes, indeed. It go like that. Then you have wicked parents with righteous children. That's why the Most High said, man, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. It said if the daddy was a robber and a liar and a thief and, you know what I mean, spill blood and all that type of stuff, but then his son see what his daddy did and choose to do differently, it said, man, his son gonna be free. His son ain't gonna be straight, but he himself, he gonna get that hammer. Most High gonna drop that hammer on him. Yeah, man. But so that's what I got for tonight, family. Prayerfully, it was edifying. The agenda of the message again was definitely encouragement for anybody being a beacon of light in their family and the children going the opposite way. And you feel like, have you done something? You know what I'm saying? Have you done something wrong? Or is it your fault in a way, you know, that they doing something contrary? If you being real with yourself, you got to search yourself. I don't know that. The Most High know. If you actually not in error, you know what I'm saying, and they doing it, then, you know, it's out of your hands. That ain't your fault. But if you are the parent who you did something to influence this child to feel like this or move like that, then yeah, that chain, they might be bound by those chains until you able to say, son, daughter, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I didn't mean it. I didn't know you thought that. I didn't know that I offended you like that. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you during that time. I apologize that, you know, I didn't give you the ear that you needed at that time. I mean, I don't know what you got to say. I don't know. Pray on it. Yep, but peace and blessing to the chosen, all the righteous rebels. All the true truths, man. Keep going and listen. I'm going to say this before we close out. This is why it's important to keep ringing it along. I was pondering on this the other day. Bro, 6 years ago, we was being called crazy. You know what I mean? We were being looked at in a way as we the problem. Almost you had people really feeling like, man, they want to commit violence against us because we didn't want to go get the sting. You know what I'm saying? We didn't want to go get stuck. 6 years later, all the information we were putting out that we was being called crazy for, that we were being hated for 6 years later. Keep it 6 years now, not 6 days, not 6 weeks a month. 6 years later, the info coming out like, yeah, them folks was on point. And the ones who went and got stuck, they regretting it. So just like that, man, as long as we keep ringing this truth, bro, you gotta know. You gotta know, sis. Later on, they gonna know for sure, and I ain't gonna be able to deny it. You just make sure you stay where you supposed to be. In the Most High. In Hamashiach. All right, family. I love y'all, man. Shalom.